Hi guys, it's Jason here, and since a lot of you are asking how did I arrive the values for V1, which is 20, and V2 is 20, I'm just using the concept of two equations with two unknowns, two unknowns. Okay, so this technique is used when you have to get the values for two unknowns using two equations, because as what I've said in the lecture, if we are going to recall, we need two equations for us to be able to have the answers or values for two unknowns. You can just really use your calculator to solve this one, but if you want to know what would be the step-by-step process, then I will be showing you in this video how I arrived 20 for V1 and 20 for V2. Okay, so let's start with the equations we have in the problem. So for equation 1, we have 1 over 6 V1 minus V2 over 15 is equal to 2. Then the second equation was V1 over 15 minus 4 V2 over 15 is equal to negative 4. So the very first step that you should do, it's the ultimate goal that you really want to achieve in implementing two equations, two unknowns, would then be to eliminate all the denominators in your equation so that it would be more easy for you to execute the elimination process of one or two variables. So how are we going to do that? So let's start with equation 1. In equation 1, we have 1 over 6 and negative 1 over 15. So by inspection, we will eventually see that the common denominator for this one would then be 30. So 30 divided by 6, that's 5. So that's going to be 5 V1. Then for your second term, you have here 30. So 30 divided by 15, you have 2. So that's going to be 2 V2. Then you have your answer here is equal to 2. For the second equation, it is already having the same denominator, so we will just have to copy this one. So we have V1 over 15 minus 4 V2 over 15 is equal to negative 4. Again, as what I've said, the ultimate goal of two equations, two unknowns, would then be to eliminate the denominator in your equation so that it would be easier for you to eliminate one of the variables. So say, for example, if you want to eliminate V1 or if you want to eliminate V2. Then how are we going to do that? In equation 1, obviously, we'll just have to multiply it by 30. So we have to multiply it by 30 for equation 1. So the answer will then be, for the equation 1, we have 5 V1 minus 2 V2 is equal to 60. Okay, for the second equation, we are going to multiply it by 15. So that's gonna be 15 V1. No, it's just V1, right? V1 minus 4 V2 is equal to negative 4 times 15. That's gonna be negative 60. Then if we want to eliminate 5 V1, then the V1, we just have to multiply V1 with 5. So that's going to be 5 V1 minus 2 V2 is equal to 60. And 5 V1 minus 4 times 5, that's going to be 20 V2 is equal to negative 60 times 5. That's going to be negative 300. Okay, so now if we want to eliminate V1, we'll just have to subtract the two equations, right? So if we're going to subtract this one, then we can eliminate V1, and then negative 2 minus negative 20 is equal to 18. V2 is equal to 60 minus negative 300. That's gonna be 360. So you have V2 is equal to 360 divided by 18, you have 20 volts. Okay, so we already have the value for our V2, which is 20. Then we can just substitute it to our first equation, V1 minus V2, we have 20 here over 15 is equal to 2. Okay, so find V1, then it's gonna be 2 minus, that's 2 plus 20 divided by 15 times 6, then that's 20 volts. So this is how I managed to get the values for V1 and V2, but then again, I will allow you to use your calculators directly to solve for V1 and V2. I hope this video will help you a lot in understanding how I arrived 20 volts for the two values.